It's 8 days to the January 31st deadline set by the Central Bank of Nigeria for the old notes to cease being legal tender. Before the introduction of the redesigned notes, reports show that each bank was allowed to load 4 billion naira in its automated teller machines across the country and dispense across the counter. But with the introduction of the new notes, the Apex Bank was now giving each of the banks 700 million naira of the redesigned notes to be distributed, as customers are still getting a mixture of old and new notes from their banks. Perhaps the reduction is meant to force bank customers to embrace alternative payment channels. Jide, this is becoming chaotic, and if we have a deadline for 31st of January, I went to the ATM yesterday and I can still tell you everything that was dispensed, old notes. I've never been lucky, I'll say so to say, to be given these new notes through any ATM across, around Lagos.
You know what the banks are even doing, because the CBN is doing random checks to be sure that they put a little. If in an ATM gallery there are 8 machines, they will put new notes in about 6 or 5. And then put old notes in the remainder. When the regulators come and check, they will see these banks are complying, they have put new notes here. But they've rationed the new notes, they spread them across 5 machines and then put old notes in the remaining 3 because the new notes are still not enough. Now, when you are saying that for this to go around, that they should not pay people across the counter new notes, CBN assumes that every Nigerian has, what is it called, has
ATM card.
For example, I have only an ATM card out of 4 bank accounts. There are people who don't have ATM. They don't use the ATM. They go to the bank if they need money. They go and collect money across the counter. You stop that. Now, if you are giving banks 4 billion every week, each of the banks, and you reduce what hours, this thing is not enough. The new notes are not enough.
So why setting a deadline?
Yet, you see, the thing is, we want to be like the countries of the world, but we are reluctant to do things in the sensible manner that such countries, if a country like the UK can change currency and give us many, give people 2 years. 2 years.
For 4 years.
Despite the fact they are ahead of us in terms of infrastructure and other things. We want to copy them. Why are we unable to give our people a longer time ceiling? My concern is not so much about people here in Lagos. My concern is about the people in the rural areas. I said it last week that in Borno State, it's only in 4 local governments that you see banks.
4?
Yes. So if they have banks in only 4 local governments, and out of these 4 local governments, 2 are in the capital. You understand? 2 are in Maiduguri Metropolitan. So the remaining 2 are in Maiduguri South. In Borno South. Southern Borno. That's Biu. And Kwayakusa. The whole of Borno North. No ATM. The whole of Borno North, no ATM.
Is it as a result of the security situation?
Insecurity is the main reason. In a lot of those places, people, it's only in the state capital that you find that people are really putting finishly. And it's not Borno alone. you go to Yobe, you go to, even in southern Nigeria, the urban centers are the places where you see banks functioning. In the rural areas, banks have been shut because of insecurity. People always raiding banks and all that. So if you are a bank MD and you always hear a report that they've raided your bank, won't you shut down the branch? Remember how they wasted policemen in Isonlu? Yes. Bank robbers killed about 9 policemen. The worst attack that I've seen. So now, how will people cope? We've not seen anything, no. It's on that final day. People will fight inside the banking hall. There will be violence. There will be all kinds of, problems on that day. When they suddenly realize that I still have so much and I don't know how to change it, it will bring problems. Those lawmakers, they've said it that their complaint, their concern is about the people in the rural areas. Innocent farmers that Nigerians have dumped those old currencies on. They've gone to buy stuff with the currencies that they have, dumped it on these innocent farmers. If you have to travel like 8-7 hours to get to the nearest bank, there are some communities like that in this country. You have to travel up to 7 hours to get to the bank that's nearest to you. So what do we do? If the whole of Borno North, there is no bank, you know how many hours they will have to travel to get to the nearest bank. So this is the thing. What do they do? What do they do? And you are insisting every time you meet the president in an arrogant fashion, you say, no, there is no going back. We are not going to extend.
And the president will declare support for you, that I'm behind you.
Because he's misled. There are so many things that they mislead the president about. That's the thing, because a president can't be in Aso Rock and know everything that is happening. He would trust people to work for him, to tell him the situation on ground. And if those people lie to him, many times they don't know. Many times they are misled. People will come up with fake security report and put before a president. This is how wicked we are in our country. This is the thing. The president knows that, yes, it's good for us to go cashless. Their own idea is, we are doing this because we want to control the currency circulation. 87% of Naira notes are outside the banking system. It's bad. We want to do something about it. There's a lot of counterfeiting in the system. It's bad. We want to do something about it. But when you talk to the president like that, the president will tell her these are good ideas. But the president should not be unconscious of the fact that this thing will inflict pain. Even in his home state, he knows that many banks are not functioning because of insecurity. So the president has to also call some people and ask them questions. What do we do? Should we extend this thing so that the pain will not be too much on our people? In the same arrogant manner that we were told that NIN will not be extended. Did they not eventually extend it?
Yes, for months.
Yes. Now, we told them they didn't even have enough agents at that time to make it happen, enough vendors and agents. They had to do what we suggested. Get more agents, get more people involved so that you can reach as many Nigerians as possible.
Wale, now, looking at this policy, a lot of people will tell you that, today's 22nd is not visible for 31st to... But why making sure that, look, out of 4 billion naira that they give banks, you're not talking about 700 million naira. Look at that percentage.
I don't know what goes on in the mind of our economic managers. But if the interest of the people is considered as topmost, I think they should not come with this kind of policy. Just like Babajide said, redesigning currency is legitimate. You do it for several reasons. To preserve national heritage, to check counterfeiting, and also to control money in circulation. But if you are not careful, we are going to have a cash-strapped economy. And that seems to be where we are heading to now. It appears to me that the CBN did not do enough research before coming up with this policy. And I think there was no adequate consultation. And I think they underestimate the level of our technology. that we are not, we don't have enough technology to support this policy. When they were talking about money redesign, my hope was that they are going to restructure the way the whole money looks like. Well, just find out that it's just more or less like coloring. You want to design a house, it's a 3-bedroom flat, you can turn it to a 3-bedroom flat or 5-bedroom flat. But if you change the color of the house, that is not redesign. You just change the color. So, people are passing through some difficulties. Look at what happened in the UK. They changed the 50 naira, 50 pounds and 20 pounds in 2020. Up to 2022, the two were still legal tenders. And in fact, after it expired in September 2022, you still have the right to take the old money to either post office or to your bank to change the money. The same thing with dollars.
They are even talking about the Queen Elizabeth being on the pounds before now.
Even after
now the king will now be there.
If you have old money,
going to be a 4-year
you can take it to
process.
either post office or the bank and change. But in this case, you are giving us deadline. I mean, so you don't have respect for us. You are contemptuous of the people. You don't care about how your policies affect the people that you are, you design that policy for. So now, we are talking about a few days, from now.
So the money we have
people,
is going to expire.
It's no longer to be a legal tender. So what kind of panic?
And you don't have access to the new ones.
You are throwing the whole country to a state of panic. So I hope that the CBN will do something. In fact, this week, before it is too late, this policy, nobody is saying that it's bad, totally. But then you have to look at the objective reality on the ground so that the policy will make meaning to the people that it is intended to serve.
All right. Recent days and weeks have been stressful for Nigeria.